everyone. Welcome to episode 5 of Under SF Curiosity. I'm Becca McHenry.
And I'm Sam Chua.
In today's episode, we'll discuss different environmental issues in San Francisco, including clean energy, climate change, and waste management.
Today, we're going to give you guys easy steps to help our environment. There are many climate change threats that we face. Temperatures are on the rise every year, which affects the delicate balance of animal and plant life ecosystems. If these major issues continue, many animals will face extinction.
Ocean levels are rising due to melting ice caps and glaciers. Because of this, populations on islands and low-lying land are experiencing property damage. On the other hand, droughts are a major issue here in the city, with climate change increasing the risk of our communities being displaced.
Yeah, Becca, according to the EPA website, increasing frequency and severity of droughts have reduced the water supply for agriculture and cities, creating difficult economic conditions.
We could for sure use some more rain here in the Bay Area. However, droughts are not the only environmental issue that our city faces. High carbon emissions can be reduced by eliminating waste and providing clean energy, which will also help beautify our community.
An organization that works to end these sorts of issues is the San Francisco Department of Environment. With their mission, they hope to provide solutions that advance climate protection and enhance quality of life for all San Franciscans.
The San Francisco Department of Environment offers resources to enhance energy, reduce our carbon footprint, and help us make healthier choices.
According to the 2016 to 2020 strategic plan, the San Francisco Environment hopes to accomplish 5 goals. Goal 1 being promoting healthy community and ecosystems.
Goal 2, leading on climate action.
Goal 3, strengthening community resilience.
Goal 4, eliminating waste.
And Goal 5, amplifying community action. You could also visit their website at plan.sfenvironment.org. We've also worked with another organization, the Environmental Resource Center here at SF State, with its mission to increase sustainability throughout our campus.
I can't wait, but let's not give away too much too soon, Sam. Today we'll be joined by Sunshine Swinford and Sean Rosenmoss from the San Francisco Department of Environment.
We'll also be joined by Miriam Palmer from ERC. Then we'll take a look at the Arbor Day Fair, a community environment event that took place in the Richmond district.
Finally, we'll end our show with a fun activity we have planned for you all to see. We're going to take a quick break, but when we come back, we'll be joined by Miriam Palma from the Environmental Resource Center.
They told me a bottle couldn't dream, that I would never become a superhero. But I learned how to fly, just to come back in a new disguise and be the hero that I've always wanted to be.
People think I'm trash, but they're wrong. Today I'm just an aluminum can, but one day I could be a stadium. Or that the projections would be flood next Thursday?
I can't do Thursday, but I can do Friday.
Disasters don't plan ahead. You can. Talk to your loved ones about how you're going to be ready in an emergency.
Welcome back to Under SF Curiosity. Today we're glad to have Miriam Palmer and environmental major Jack Steinman from the Environment Resource Center here from SF State.
Thanks for being here.
Yeah,
Thank you for having us.
Very exciting.
So I wanted to ask you how you plan to encourage everyone on our campus to be more sustainable.
Yeah, so we are the Environmental Resource Center. We work there. It's a program under Associated Students, which is our student government. So we do a lot of initiatives and different programs such as events, through gardening workshops, waste trainings, and different lifestyle education tools just to help people adopt a more sustainable lifestyle.
Wow, that's awesome.
Wow, are there a lot of students who join the gardening?
So we do have a garden. It's a soul patch garden. It's a community garden. It's registered for the city and county of San Francisco, so it's open to anyone. We have 8 different organizations that operate the 8 different garden beds. So anywhere from EcoLife to SOs to Student Union, yeah, they all just have a garden bed and oversee it. And it's a good way of engaging a lot of the students for fresh produce, pesticide-free, organic, etc.
That's great. What made you both want to become involved with this organization?
So I got involved with the Environmental Resource Center a few semesters ago. I was running a food recovery program with the dining hall, and the former director of the Environmental Resource Center just showed up to one of the recoveries once and said, like, hey, this is cool. You should come to the ERC. Check it out. We're looking for some staff members. So one thing led to the next, and then now we're on TV. Yeah.
That's great.
Yes.
Very cool.
Yeah.
How did you get
and
involved?
I kind of found out about it through Jack. Yeah, just one of our classes. I was looking for internships and where to get more involved with like our campus and sustainability and environmental movement, and it just happened to be at the same time the ERC was hiring. So yeah.
Perfect.
Perfect timing.
Yeah.
Are there any new projects or initiatives that SF State students should be aware of? You kind of mentioned that you had some programs, so.
Yeah.
Definitely one I'd like to highlight is the new Sustainability Assembly. So that is through associate students. It's an assembly under student government. So this is an open platform for any student to come and voice their concerns about environmental issues on campus. And this is like a direct access to student government. Students can help write legislation to be passed on our university through associate students and then hopefully up to the administration.
Yeah, so right now we're hoping to work on banning straws and the plastic water bottle for the vendors that within the Cesar Chavez Student Center. We're trying to work with other organizations to help them implement different initiatives. Other organizations such as Eco Students is pursuing the implementation of a permanent food distribution center for food justice. The Wildlife Society is trying to eliminate the use of the rodent boxes within campus just because they hurt the ecological impact of rodents, which harms hogs. So yeah, we just kind of lay the platform for kind of providing a funding and supportive role for a lot of these environmental organizations in helping them pursue these initiatives. Another one that Jack was talking about was the Food Recovery Network.
Yes. So on campus, we have so many students who come on and off every single day. All the vendors, food providers, there's like no way to exactly know how much to make. So vendors are always making extra food. And the Food Recovery Network is a program that we help facilitate. And right now we're only working with the dining hall. We're starting to reach out to other campus vendors, but pretty much we go in, we get their excess food, and we take it to halfway homes and food pantries in the city to keep it from being composted.
Wow, it sounds like you guys are doing so many things all at once.
Yeah.
That's awesome. And I
Yeah.
love that you are really taking action about it and you're trying to inform the student body. That's wonderful.
Yeah, like it's so great how the associated students are actually they actually do care about the environment and they really want to help. And that's great. Are there any tips you could give us to better our environment?
I think just for our campus in general, I'd definitely say get involved with the student politics. We have a sustainability committee that's under administration, which is supposed to be responsible for implementing a lot of the initiatives on campus, like bringing back the bike barn. We're right now in the works of trying to bring that back. So to promote a commuter campus, just using reusable materials such as water bottles, utensils, just dishware, and yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, and learning how to sort your trash. That's a huge one too. A large portion of the program is waste trainings. We try to educate people on how to properly sort their trash, just because Recology, that our city hauler operates, has very strict guidelines on how to properly sort waste in the different bins, and that does have a real economic impact within our community. So we're trying to properly educate people. So just learning how to properly sort your trash is really important as well.
Great.
Well, thank you so much for being here. We really appreciate you taking the time out of your day, and we learned so much just from the short interview. When we come back, we'll be joined by Sunshine Swinford and Sean Rosenmass from the San Francisco Department of Environment.
Is your family in need of more quality time together?
Hello, I'm Dr. Spruce. Nature is best enjoyed together. So bring the whole family to discover all the bonding and stress-reducing benefits parks and forests have to offer. Visit discovertheforest.org and trade in phone time for family time.
Birds, squirrels, chipmunks, grass, worms, bugs, trees, rocks, and other objects in nature cannot talk. If you'd like to have a conversation while visiting nature, you will need to bring humans along. We strongly recommend starting with your family.
Leaving hot coals improperly extinguished can cause a wildfire.
Hey guys, it's Smokey!
It looks as if Smokey is going to use the drown, stir, drown, and feel technique. After the first drown, a good start. Next, another drink. And finally, a close feel.
Is it cool? Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, Smokey, catch! Oh, my bad, Smokey.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
They said I couldn't dream. Called me a piece of trash and swore that's all I'd ever be. Said a bottle couldn't see the ocean. Give up. Go back to the dumpster. But I didn't listen. I made my way. And now, I am what I've always wanted to be.
Welcome back, everyone, to Under SF Curiosity. Now we'd like to introduce our next two guests for today's show.
We'd like to welcome Sunshine Swinford and Sean Rosenmoss from the San Francisco Department of Environment. Thank you guys for joining us today.
Thanks for having us.
So the first question that I would like to ask is, what is one common method that the organization uses to help better our environment?
One common method. So I always like to describe sort of our big overview of what we do, not like a list of programs. So the Department of the Environment works on policy issues, which is law, legislation, getting ordinances on the books for how you have to do things. So we do a lot of policy work. We never want to pass a policy without providing programming and staff and support for helping residents and businesses support the policy. So we do a lot of programming, direct, working with businesses, working with people in San Francisco, working with community-based organizations. So policy programs, and then as far as city departments go, we're pretty small. We have 100 people, so we really rely on our partners. So we partner with a lot of other city departments. We partner with nonprofit organizations. We partner with businesses, big and small, throughout San Francisco. And we partner with a lot of other cities around the world. Wow. So that's kind of the big, how do you do what you do?
Wow.
That's really cool, and it's cool that you get to work with all those different people, because then you're all like passionate about it and you all come together.
Yes.
That's amazing. So since we touched on the issue of the drought earlier in our episode, I wanted to know if you could tell us some steps to resolve the issue of the drought in California.
Wow. So the Department of the Environment, we partner with the San Francisco Public Utilities Commission. We do a lot of education and efforts with youth on how to reduce your own individual use of water. I think that the PUC handles more of the policy around that, but we're all sort of conscious about the drought, how much water we use on a daily basis. So I think it's just being aware of it and taking that individual action to be conscious.
Mm-hmm. And one of the other big projects we're involved with related to drought, when you compost in San Francisco and your compost, the big green compost bin gets picked up and they take it out to Vacaville, and it's like this giant composting facility, and they literally turn these humongous trucks upside down as if you're emptying your garbage can, and they shake them out into big piles, and after 45 days it makes compost. And we can spread about 1/4 of an inch of compost on our range lands and our agricultural lands. And not only does it sequester about 10 times more carbon, it also really helps the soil retain the water. So also another, in addition to just specifically water conservation, whenever you compost, you know that ultimately that is also going to help our soil retain water.
Wow, that's really cool. I didn't
Yeah.
even think about that.
Wow, so it's definitely important to compost then, because
Oh,
then
yes.
we will have more
Oh, yes.
water.
Yes.
Yeah, we should all do
Yes.
that. I'm going to do that next
Good to
time.
know,
Yeah. So that's great, but what are some things that Becca and I, or maybe the audience, could do at home to be more environmentally friendly?
So I think the most important thing that folks can do, that things that we use every day, single-use disposable items. So we're really looking at, creating a way for people to see, if you take a straw every day, and boba straws are really big, how many straws does that, every time you order a drink, how many does that equate to? How much plastic are you using? Every time you buy a coffee, are you using a paper coffee cup? You think, well, I can compost it or recycle it. That's true, but how about refuse it? The best thing you can do is carry, we all carry our cell phones. We remember that every day. Let's carry our reusable kit. I brought it today, my metal cup, my metal straw, silverware. So all of those little things, you think it doesn't add up, but over a year's time, it really adds up. Each person in a year creates 1,600 pounds of trash. Wow. So that's the best thing I think you can do, is every day think about what products you consume and how you can use a reusable items.
Because those little acts would just add up, and that makes a huge difference.
Yep.
So I know that one of your goals at the organization is to lead on climate change. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yes. Everyone has that as their goal who's working in climate. We want to lead on climate change. But actually, San Francisco really is leading on climate change.
Good, yeah.
So we have some pretty aggressive climate goals. We were one of the first cities in the country to have a climate action plan. In 2004, we put together our first climate action plan that had goals for reducing our greenhouse gas emissions. And so the first time we did this, our goals were, we are going to reduce our greenhouse gas emissions 80% below 1990 levels by 2050. I did see you just step out of your body. That's okay. Everybody reacts that way to that. And so what happened, so we would present to businesses or other municipal organizations, and we sounded like Charlie Brown's teacher. I mean, it was really wah, 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 because that doesn't tell anybody anything, especially if you're not, a climate data geek. So this last time we did our climate action strategy, we worked with other city departments and thought we really have to come up with some kind of, the goal is the same, 80% reduction from 1990 levels by 2050, but how do we frame that in a way that people understand it, and furthermore, maybe even want to get on board with it. So our climate goals are zero waste, and under zero waste we have zero toxics and zero incineration. So all of that goes under zero. We started off with, are we going to change that?
Sure.
50% of all trips in San Francisco taken in sustainable modes of transit, whether it's biking, walking, mass transit. We have recently upped that because we met our 50% goal, and now
Should we change it?
Yes, change
That's
it now.
so exciting.
So
Wow.
now it's up to 80%.
So we're
That's what we're
God.
going for.
80.
100% renewable energy.
I love that.
So 100% renewable energy, and under renewable energy, it's not just solar panels on our roofs, it's energy efficiency in buildings throughout San Francisco. We use a lot of natural gas in San Francisco for heating. Ultimately, we want to switch off of natural gas, electrify everything, and have the electricity come from renewable energy. So those are the goals, and then this, it doesn't look like anything but maybe a decoration. So if these are all about doing less bad, this is roots. So 0, 80, 100 roots. Roots is about doing more good. In a very, very scientific sense, it is about measuring our carbon and pulling carbon out of the atmosphere. But kind of in a more metaphorical sense, it's about how do we get back to our roots of community and engagement and connection with other human beings. So all of the things that we're doing to actually heal the planet. Because if we are connected to each other and to nature, we won't have to use all of these unnecessary plastic objects. You know, so much of our consumption is about filling this deep need for communion and community. And if we can connect to each other and get back to our roots, then we won't need to do all of that. So 0, 80, 100 roots. So those are our climate goals, kind of in a nutshell. And everyone can get, I'm talking to the audience, so audience clap again. So everyone can get on board with this, right? So I give you these climate goals and you know, oh, I can compost, I can ride my bike, I can turn off my lights.
And actually it's more than turning off your lights, because just to put a plug for Clean SF, so we Clean
Power SF.
Thank you. Clean Power SF, which is also managed by the Public Utilities Commission. So even if you're a renter in San Francisco, you can now sign up for Clean Power, and all of your energy, you get to say where your energy comes from. And right now it's all coming from wind farms, and the program is expanding, and eventually it will be across the city and we will reach 100%.
Wow, that's so inspiring. I love that. And it's such a great example for, you know, other cities across America. So that's great.
And I love how San Francisco is taking part in that and leading.
They're really taking action.
Yes.
That's so great.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for coming, guys.
Well, and then just one other thing, if you want to participate, and I don't know if you know that in September, Governor Brown has announced the Global Climate Summit. Almost immediately after Trump withdrew us from the Paris Climate Agreement, Jerry Brown stood up and said, great, we're going to have an international climate summit in San Francisco in 2018. So that is coming up September 12th through 14th. Again, you know, leading on climate. There's going to be mayors and dignitaries from all over the world, from United Nations, C40, the Clintons, like tons and tons of people are going to be here, and there's going to be a lot going on. So I encourage anyone who's interested to get involved.
And Thank you so much. I also want to mention really quick is we've partnered for many years with San Francisco State, and we have a really amazing internship program where students engage with us, and some actually end up staying on and working with us. So if there is an interest there, we have an amazing program and partner with different departments on campus. So whatever your interest, you don't have to necessarily be an environmental student. You know, to maybe you're interested in policy or city government, you know, you can contact me. I'm actually the intern coordinator, and I can plug you in.
That's awesome. So many great ways to get involved.
Yeah.
This event sounds so cool, and we can't wait to learn more about it.
Wait, but not to worry, Becca. But we have everything on video to showcase this event, which includes fun activities like tree planting,
for the Arbor Day.
Games.
The Arbor Day event has tree planting, carnival games, and a petting zoo.
Yeah, right. That's a petting zoo. Is
Yeah.
it a llama though?
A llama at the petting zoo? I don't know. Let's check it out, Sam.
Guys, come on over this way and we'll get started. We ready to plant some trees today? Yeah! All right. We're celebrating Arbor Day because trees are a very important fabric of any city, and trees provide a lot to the environment. We're going to plant over 170 trees today, but every year the city plants more than 2,000 trees. Some of them are replacement trees because they've been hit by cars or they've been damaged, and others are trees that we just see new opportunities with new projects. It's like anything when you build a house or you buy a new car, the maintenance is very, very important. And so what you see happening today is a lot of volunteers coming out to help us do some of that maintenance and fill in a couple of the missing basins on our streets. I want to introduce our host for today, someone who is very special to Public Works, but also special to this district, our supervisor, Sandy Lee Fiwa. Where's Sandy? Come up and say a few words.
They have a couple of cleanup days throughout the year, but this one, always in March, is dedicated to Arbor Day. I've been married 36 years, but I remember when I was first dating my husband about 40 years ago, he was a retired city gardener, and he went to a city. He saw that they had trees planted in the sidewalk, and he said, why not do it here in San Francisco? And so he decided just to gather donations, go door to door with a little clipboard, asking people, do you want a tree in your sidewalk? And that's how it really started. I think he would be very proud today to see what Friends of the Urban Forest has planted, and so many trees in San Francisco, and how it's made such a difference. It was a very grassroots organization. It wasn't about, hey, you know, we want to sign you up for this tree maintenance plan and moneymaker. It was just about, hey, you know, we can make San Francisco way more beautiful and break up some of this concrete and have street trees on our sidewalks.
The city does its very best to increase the number of trees that we have on our streets. Compared to other cities, we don't have enough trees or the tree canopy that we believe our city should have. You know, people do all kinds of stuff. Some people are out there watching basketball. Some people, some people are going shopping. But there's actually people who really care about the city and who want to give back. Just imagine your kid being part of a tree planting today, and 20 years from now, they get to see that tree, really a big, nice tree. So it's very powerful, and it's great. They're just a really great thing to have in any urban area or anywhere. Trees are just great.
Anytime we have big developments, we're always talking about open space. We're always talking about greenery and how we can add this into this urban environment. And so I think that he started a movement that was very big, but it took volunteers and really a dedication of people to really move this along to what it is today. And as you see today, we are planting magnolia trees all along Balboa, and that is going to be beautiful. I invite you to come by in another 3 to 5 years when they're in full growth and come in.
We at Under SF want to give a big thanks to the Director of SF Environment, Deborah Raphael, and to everyone who we interviewed at Arbor Day. And thank you so much to Sunshine and Sean for joining us here in the studio. It's amazing how the community of San Francisco can come together to plant 175 trees. Also, trees give so many more benefits to our city than I ever thought.
Oh man, I wish I could have been there. There aren't any llamas, which I love, but anyway,
It's okay.
I definitely want to go out planting more trees for next year's Arbor Day. If you want to find out more about Arbor Day or other environmental community events in San Francisco, be sure to check out sfenvironment.org or sfpublicworks.org/getinvolved. When we come back, we'll show you guys the fun activity we have planned.
Hi, I'm from Blue Hood Stone Barns. We brought a meal for you and I'm here to serve it to you.
Okay, great. Come in.
Zucchini Carbonara, made from zucchini that was harvested earlier this morning.
Again?
Hey, Dan Barber.
You have room for a little bit more?
Come on in.
Brochettes, the sausage. So when we made that zucchini carbonara, you know, they're the end pieces of the zucchini and they're the cores that we cut away, not to mention zucchini flour. Usually those get thrown out. We use them to create an entire second dish. Does that,
Again? I'm here to bring you your third course. It's the vines from your zucchini.
We'll have a little zucchini stem pasta, a different experience of zucchini. When we start to think differently about our food, we can get a lot more out of it.
This is delicious.
What do you think we can make out of this? 40% of food in America is never eaten. Cook it, store it, share it. Visit savethefood.com.
Hey guys, welcome back to Under SF Curiosity. Sam and I will now take a trivial quiz to test our knowledge about the environment.
We're going to ask questions relating to the environment. Some of these questions will dive into facts or myths that often go unnoticed.
Should we get started, Sam?
Yeah, we should.
All right, it's on like soy sauce on a wonton.
Let's do it.
All right, question number 1.
Okay.
Is a used pizza box considered compost, recycle, or waste?
Compost, of course.
You think?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
It could be recycle. I think it's recycle.
No.
All right, that's my answer.
Okay.
What do you?
Okay, I'll stick to compost.
Okay. Answer it. What's the correct
Let's
answer?
see. The answer is compost. Look at that. Yes.
I was wrong.
Great. And for those of you who don't know, compost is decomposed organic matter. All types of food are considered compost, and if a box is soiled, it is considered compost as well. If the cardboard box was not used or soiled, it would be considered recycled.
That is so interesting. I would have never considered throwing away soiled box in a cardboard as cardboard in a compost bin. I just kind of assumed compost was for food. But now that I'm thinking about it, like in 3rd grade, we made little worm houses out of food and stuff. And I think we use cardboard too. So that's compost.
Right? I still do it.
You make worm houses?
No. Compost food.
You compost your food. I was like, I don't know what you do in your free time. All right, cool. All right, the next question, yeah?
Okay, yeah.
How long has California been in a drought?
I don't know. I'm not from here.
I just remember like old movies talking about it a little bit. So like when I was younger, they were talking about it.
I would say 2 years, 20 years. I don't know.
Okay, I'm gonna say 10 to 15 years.
Okay, let's see the answer.
You answer.
Okay. What's your answer?
10 to 15, maybe?
The answer is over 4 years. You're right, kind of.
I guess I'm kind of right.
Yeah.
10 to 15 is over 4 years.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah. So, on January 17, 2014, California State Governor Jerry Brown declared a drought state of emergency.
Another fun fact, in 2015, virtually no snow fell in Sierra Nevada. Okay, ready, Sam, for the next question?
Okay, is this the last question?
I think so.
Okay.
Here we go. Last question. How much carbon dioxide do trees clean from the air?
What kind of question is that? That's hard to answer.
I don't even know how to like answer it. Like what kind of answer are they looking for? Like 64% or 72 gallons or 14 tons. I'm really not the person to ask for this.
I'll say 40%. I don't know. Who comes up with this question?
I don't know. Should we answer it?
Yeah, okay. What's the answer?
48 pounds.
Okay.
All right.
According
to Arbor Day Foundation, in 1 year, a mature tree will absorb more than 48 pounds of carbon dioxide from the atmosphere and release oxygen in exchange.
Wow, that's a lot. Wow.
Wow. Well, you know, these questions were pretty hard, but it was really fun and I learned a lot and I'm really glad that we played.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, knowing more about the differences between waste, compost, and recycle was really helpful.
As we close, we want to say, as humans, we need to keep our earth clean and sustained for future generations. Some ways for you to take action to recycle is to recycle, carpool, take public transportation, and use renewable energy. SF Environment has a take action plan for the Bay Area called 080-100 plan. This stands for 0% waste, 80% sustainable trips, and 100% renewable energy.
Remember, if you want to find ways to help our city or want to find more information about the environment, check out sfenvironment.org. And you can also check out ERC at sfsu.edu.
Next week on Under SF, we will look at women and femme of color and the challenges they face within their community. We will focus on Cocoa Coalition, based here in San Francisco. They are a volunteer group made of community members that focus on creating opportunities for women and femme of African American communities. Tune in next week when we fuel our curiosity some more. Bye.
Bye.